video. Long story short, I was creating video and it just kept on not, I kept on reconnecting. So anyway, so not much going on today except for my wife's birthday. So I'm heading to get a cake now. But I was just talking to her earlier, and we have a shit ton of consultations on this week, right? And now it is like the week after the kids went back to school, so it's typical, but it's also not a coincidence that our project manager is out on leave now since Monday afternoon, and we're booking all these consultations. Like it's crazy, right? And because like last week and the 2 weeks before, best general, just because it's the last week of for this week. Or last week was the first week for school for a lot of kids, and then the 2 weeks prior to that, like people are like on vacations and getting all that shit done. But I think last week we had two consultations, right? That's nothing. Like you can't, like, what the hell are you supposed to do with that, right? So like one or two of them would go into jobs, but like we can't afford to run a business off of two jobs a week. Like it's just not going to work. If it's just like some just one person, if it's just you and you don't have a warehouse and everything else, like two jobs a week would probably be fine. But for us, it's not going to pay the bills. So anyway, this week, now Maria's been downstairs every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so we had two consultations on Monday. They had three yesterday, and there's three in so far today. Like magically, that happens, right? So it just goes to show you. I was talking to someone else, and I forget who at this point because there's been a few people, but their business was struggling. It's actually quite a few people that I talked to. Because there's a lot going against us. Like what I found and what my personal philosophy on this is that people, last year there was a lot of free money. The year before that, free money, right? And so the average family is probably getting an extra $400 a month. Well, what they do is, when that was happening, they more than likely they figured it was more like a raise. So it's like, oh, I get an extra $400 a month, right? So they took away the $400 a month, and then you had the inflation and gas prices and everything else, and they probably are hit with an extra $400 in bills every single month now with the cost of everything, right? So it's an $800 swing. Like it's disgusting to even think about because most people are living paycheck to paycheck anyway, and then they overspend. They could have been buying a vehicle or whatever else that they shouldn't have, and then they get hit with all this other shit. So they're $800 in the hole every single month. Like it's pretty crazy when you think about it. It's gonna get ugly. Like me personally, I feel like it's gonna get really ugly. I've seen it firsthand with the quotes, and I think I talked about it in the other video. Like you have where we're $10,000, and then we're giving pricing for these other companies that are between 7,500 and 8,500. Well, actually, it's really about 75 to 8. So like 25 to $2,000 cheaper, like 25% cheaper on this project. And they're like, I'm gonna still call around and get other quotes, right? And at first I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what else do you want? Like, I give you 7 quotes. Why are you calling around? Why? Right? And we can so I have two options. One, I can bitch like I was and be what the hell, right? Or the other option is just give them what they want, right? So I don't know if I talked about this in the other video, but I'm just gonna find people that these other guys have tried, and we're charging 115. Well, I'm just gonna find someone that does it for like 50, right? And at that point, kind of explain to them like, look, you can get even cheaper than this. So at this point, if we're quoting 10,000, like this person that's charging $50 per post is more than likely going to be like 68 to $7,000, right? So about $300 to $3,200 cheaper than what we are, and like $600 and $700 cheaper than the next closest person, right? And basically explain to them like, look, if you're finding it for any cheaper than this means one of a few options. One, they don't know what the hell they're doing. Okay. Two, they might be like bait and switching. So they might say, oh, it's going to be this price, and then towards the end, it's like, oh, I need more material, I need more this, and like I need an extra $800 to finish this project. They could do that, right? The other thing is they may not have insurance of any kind. So like it's like, if something happens on your property, you're screwed. If they get hurt, you're screwed. If your neighbor's property, you're screwed, right? So that's what we're kind of going to do at this point. So we made a shit ton of progress in the warehouse. At this point, I'm actually pumped that they came through. I talked about it, like we had to clean everything up. We got even more space. We got all the aluminum into the other section. Like we have so much space. It kind of feels like the Step Brothers, like, oh my God, we cleaned a room and so much, shit, so much to, play around. So anyway, that's the only thing that's really going on, I think, at this point. I'm trying to think what else. We do have the training that's coming up soon, Saturday. Super pumped about that. That'll be pretty cool. And I think that's it. A handful of more people coming through that are tired of these certain suppliers, so then they're going to us, and it's just going to take a little like nudging because they probably got pissed off and then they emailed, and then after that I'm texting them back and forth, and then they kind of just drop off, which they're probably busy too. But like the pain level was like this high, and then it kept on dropping, right? Which you can take for your business as well, because it happens with our customers that like the pain levels this high, so they call and they want to like get a fence. But if it takes, if you delay in getting back to them, even by like a few hours, their pain level went from here to here. So, and for them, if the pain is not like, if here's the price and here's the pain, like if, the pain level is here, price is here, right? Then they're going to get the fence. Well, by waiting, pain level